Bonafide Hustler here. Today we're going to be going over this check right here. That's right, there's a check, bam. And it came from my antique mall and it represents 2 weeks of sales. And in this video, we're going to go over those sales. What's going on, guys and gals? Chris, the Bonafide Hustler, coming to you live from the inside of my kitchen. And we're going to go over this little piece of paper right here. And it is 2 weeks of revenue from my antique booth. So that should be a lot of fun. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at The Bonafide Hustler. And that's right, new Booths to Bucks or Antique Booths to Bucks is out, finally. Right, so if you've ever been interested in this entire income stream or this potential income stream, I think this is gonna be the best way for you to figure it out and shortcut your way to an actual profitable antique booth. Okay, so that's out. And it'll be the first link down below. There's an intro deal for the launch week. I'll get to that in a second. Okay, so we're gonna go into this actual check. There's a bunch of items that have sold. The actual total of the check was $1,173.04. That is what I get to cash. So let's go through the items, and I'm gonna put a picture right here of what those items would look like. These aren't the actual pictures, although some might kind of be, I don't know. We'll see. Also, I don't ever snap pictures of things that I put into the booth, and I'm gonna try to start this year doing that because it is great for making content, I ain't gonna lie. But I'm gonna be hunting around to get pictures that are basically kind of like the items that sold. If that makes sense? Here we go. That said, some of the pictures are actually from the booth, so you'll pretty much figure out which ones those are. All right, very first item is a stained glass window, and this one's kind of interesting because I think it lost a tag in the booth, right? This one I found off Nextdoor. I found 5 stained glass windows on Nextdoor. So that's 20 bucks a piece. It was $100 for all 5, so 20 bucks a piece. I've sold every single one except for this last one. But the one that sold was the pair of this one. So someone didn't buy the pair, they just bought the one that kind of looks like the one that you're seeing in the picture. It was supposed to be double this amount. It lost a tag, so the antique mall called me one day and said, got a buyer interested in the panel or the stained glass window, and I set a price, and I think they I think they messed it up. But either way, that $20 panel got me $88.56. It should have got me double, but anyway, I think he misheard me. The second thing is a stein. Usually when I get into beer steins, they are $2 to $5 a piece. This stein gave me $26.26. Next item are 3 VHS tapes. They could be anything really. I mean, VHS tapes in my booth. I usually get into these things for like nothing, all the way up to maybe 10 or 25 cents a piece. So 3 VHS tapes, $6.68. The next thing was an Austin trivet. It's a trivet that you would put on a table, and you would put hot things on it so that way it doesn't create, discoloration on the table. So you know what a trivet is. This one had Austin, Texas on it. My girlfriend found this at a garage sale, maybe, yeah, or Goodwill. $1 or $3. This Austin trivet paid $20.03. Next up, black military boots. My girlfriend put these in there. These are more than likely Corcoran branded, so pretty kind of common military boot that you can find out there. Almost paratrooper style, to be honest with you. I think she got into these from a garage sale between like $2 and $4. And these, cool, $88.56. So that's really good. Next thing, a glass piece. I'm trying to remember what this is, but I think I know what it is. So this is more than likely just a glass vase type thing. When I get into these things, it's $1 to $5 at a garage sale. A glass piece gave us $48.51. That's not too bad, for just a random glass piece. It also could have been like a bowl type thing or whatever. Next thing, my girlfriend sold a jacket. So yeah, it could be anything that's suede, leather, Southwestern, whatever. So when she gets into a jacket, it's usually all the way from $1 to, I've seen her pay up to $22 for a jacket usually. This jacket paid $97.45. Next thing, a leather bag. When we deal with leather bags, they're usually messenger style, shoulder style, satchel style, things like that. Every now and then backpack style or duffel style. This was an all leather bag more than likely. That sold, and by the way, when we get into these things, we buy them for $1 all the way up to about $22. So the leather bag sold for $124.15, so that was cool. Next thing, a lighted globe. When I get into globes, $1 to $5 at garage sales. That is just a globe with it's a cord coming out of it, and it does light the globe up. Usually when I get globes, I like them to be a little bit more of the vintage style, but a lighted globe is pretty cool. So yeah, I don't know, as much as maybe $5 at a garage sale, I would get into a globe. $66.31. A sweater. This sweater is one that my girlfriend put in. It was $1 at a garage sale. I'm positive of that because I remember looking this sweater up on our codes. That one sold for $44.05. It's more like a sweater with like floral print on it. It was real wacky looking. We actually had it on a vlog too. So I remember that sweater very well. Next up, a purse. I remember this purse very well. I paid around $11 at a Goodwill for it. Yeah, around $11. This was a very thick leather, almost like hand-tooled purse. And it was just really interesting. It was very heavy. $101.90 is what it paid. Next up, another Stein, a beer Stein. So yeah, when I get into those, about $1 to $5, $21.81 for that beer Stein. Next one, a shoulder bag. Like I said, we deal with shoulder bags, messenger style bags. We deal with duffel bags and backpacks. Typically we want them to be canvas or we want them to be leather as well. This shoulder bag actually has her code on it, so she found this one. $1 to $22 as described earlier. This one paid $97.45. The next one, Red Doc Martens. Now she was into these for around $13. These came from a Goodwill actually. This was hers. And they sold really fast. They were not even there for like they were only in there for a couple days because we dropped off Doc Martens like one after another, like a day after another day. So the very first ones, the Red Docs, these were made in England, and these did not have steel toe, but they were, they were nice looking. $159.75 for those. Next up, another pair of Doc Martens. Remember how I said we dropped off a pair after a pair, right? So the very next day, we dropped off another pair, and then within a couple days, that was gone too. So she found those on a Nextdoor ad, and they were free. These were made in England, and these were steel toe, and they were black. I remember that because I took her to the house to pick it up. Those sold for $88.56. Next thing is a painting, and this painting I remember distinctly. This is a painting that had like a wilderness kind of background to it, nothing super crazy, but it was $5 at a garage sale among a million other items at the garage sale, and I was really trying hard to find something, so I decided to pop on this painting. It had a wood frame and everything. Wilderness kind of like Colorado/Yellowstone kind of looking background, mountains, stream, pine trees. $93.01. So that was a pretty good check, $1,173.04. And that's nice. That was 2 weeks, the last 2 weeks of December. In the month of December, the amount of hours I spent in my antique booth was around 3. It wasn't very many. So my point is, the antique mall or the antique booth in the antique mall is a really interesting way to make money. Once you get it set up and it's kind of doing its thing, basically you put inventory in there and all that kind of stuff. I think it's more of a near passive income kind of thing. It feels like it because I'm already out there in thrift stores. I'm already out there at garage sales, estate sales, right? I'm already there buying and reselling things that I would sell locally and on eBay typically. I'm already in the area, so I'm just picking up items that I probably would have just said no to, or they would just not sell as much on eBay, for example. And I'm picking up items and I'm throwing them in the booth. Same thing with my girlfriend. A lot of these items are, double or sometimes even triple listed on other avenues, and so we have to kind of pull them once we see them sell here. But my point is, it feels almost near passive. It's really a fun experience, and it's not like I've just started to have a vintage antique booth, right? If you've watched my videos for the past 10 years, you know I've said the booth a million times, right? And I think it was just a really good time now to not only start talking more about the booth, right? Because I started talking about the booth more in the past 3 months. And then the other day I was just like, I think it would be really good to make a good, proper guide teaching people how to do this. So that's where Antique Booths to Bucks fits in. It's on launch week discount. You should go check it out. It's the first link down below, see if it's for you. But if you're already going to garage sales, and if you're already going to estate sales and thrift stores, then you're close to these kind of items. And it was hard for me to ever pass those things up when I was first starting out being a reseller. Another thing that's really interesting to consider is you're not dealing with any kind of packing. You're not dealing with any kind of customers. You're not dealing with any kind of returns. And the best part is you don't have to be there. So I could be on vacation, I can be doing other things, and every evening I just check to see what the booth sold. So that's a lot of fun. Even yesterday at one of the coldest days here in Austin, Texas, we had a high of I think like 28 yesterday. A couple things sold in the booth, I made about $44 selling a couple random things. I don't even know what it was, but it just goes to show you that even in a really bad day, where I just stayed home all day, you know, the booth generated a little bit of money as an example. So if you have any questions, put it down below. But a lot of those questions, a lot of that kind of stuff is in Antique Booths to Bucks. And pick it up on the discount, first link down below, check it out. Really proud of this guide. And hopefully this will spark some interest and maybe help you decide whether you want to get into a booth. The guide's going to teach you like how to hunt for a booth, the perfect booth, all the signs, how to get it, you know, started up, how to rig it up, how to manage it. And it also has 50 items that, you know, you should be looking for to really help that booth get massive revenue quickly. So it sounds like something you're interested in. Check it out. And I'll see you on the next Bonafide Hustler video. Take it easy. Goodbye.